I just got back from a trip to Scotland, and I, of course, packed some art supplies, and I thought it would be fun to show you guys what I actually took on the trip. The very first thing is this travel case. I love this case. It's the perfect size, and it also fits nicely on my lap so that I can actually put this on my lap, and then I can set my supplies on it, and it serves as kind of a secondary work surface. But it works really well for me because it has a lot of room in it where I can actually store the things, plus it has kind of a place where I can put some different pins and things like that, and some extra pockets. But what did I actually bring? Of course, I brought some washi tape because sometimes I like to tape off the edges of my sketchbook, and then I packed a set of watercolors. Now, normally when I travel, I like to pack my dream palette, which actually has 48 colors in it because I don't want to be left without any possibility, but I wanted to pare things back and pack a little bit lighter, so I actually selected some of my favorites from that palette to put into a set of 24, so I had a smaller case to take with me. And this also serves as a reminder that in case you didn't know, in these palettes like this, you can take out little half pans and replace them and move them around and refill them. These little tins are so customizable to work for exactly what you want to do with them. And then I brought one of my little mini watercolor sketchbooks. These ones have watercolor paper in them, which is why they don't warp a ton, and also I can paint a lot of watercolor things on them because the paper is made for it. I did do a couple things to customize this sketchbook though before I went. The first is I painted the outside of it just with some kind of gray color because I wanted something to be visually different than my other sketchbooks because I'm starting to get quite a stack of these little blue ones. So painting the outside will help me remember which is which. And on the inside of it, on each page, I pre-painted some just messy blobs of color. This is something I picked up at that artist retreat from Omar Wynn, and I love doing this because it adds kind of an extra quality, and it does kind of make the pages feel less intimidating to fill because they're already filled with a little something, and it will also make it so that nothing has to be perfect because you're already working within the constraints. I really like how this looks, so I'll probably continue to do this with my travel sketchbooks going forward. And then I'm going to pack a pencil, and since I'm trying to not have to pack a whole bunch of different things, even though I like pencils that I can sharpen, I don't want to have to take a sharpener, so I'm going to go with a mechanical pencil. A water brush pen because it makes it a lot easier to paint on the go, and I'm also going to take a quill brush in case I have a more set up place where I can actually grab water and put my whole setup out on a table. I'm going to pack an eraser. I like this little one that screws up. It's kind of like a mechanical eraser. Some different gel pens, some colored pencils, some pens, a rag, and a binder clip. So that's what I packed, but did I use any of it? Now, I didn't get quite as much time to paint as I was hoping to because I was having too much fun adventuring, but I did paint on a few different occasions, and I used pretty much everything in this case aside from the masking fluid pen and the gold gel pen. I'm curious to know, do you pack art supplies with you when you travel? And if so, where do you find you paint the most? I actually find that I paint the most on the plane ride home because it's kind of a dedicated chunk of time where there are not really any interruptions because you're just supposed to sit there. It can be a little bit tricky trying to manage on the small tray tables, but if you're careful about how you arrange things in your lap and then also on the tray table, you're able to do this with watercolor. As a quick side note, painting with watercolor or drawing on a plane is great, but I would not try to bring something like acrylic paint or anything that has a smell or can really stain things. Watercolor can just be wiped right off if it does have a spill, and there is no smell to it. Anyways, that's what I packed, and now that means I have 5 sketchbooks that I'm currently working on. I need to finish at least one of these. I need it back down to 4. 5 unfinished projects is too many for my brain.